Today, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why I'm returning my Google Pixel 6 Pro. Now, hear me out. I just want to say right up front, this is a great device. Now, it's not a great device for me, but for those of you that are Android purists and you like pure stock vanilla Android and you like, you really are heavily into Google services, then this is definitely going to be the phone for you. But for me, not really, not so much. I mean, it's a great phone, like I said, but I'm gonna give you 10 reasons why it's just not the phone for me. But let me reiterate again. This is a great device. So don't get it twisted. All right. Because I know some people get a little sensitive, and when you start to say something negative about the phone they get all into their feelings and want to vent. Listen, it's just a phone at the end of the day. Nobody's talking about your family member or a friend. We're just talking about a device. And we're all entitled to our opinions. All right, so let's get started. First thing, the button placement. The button placement on this device is horrific. It's terrible. You got the power button way up here and the volume rockers down here. Now, some people, you may not care. It might not bother you. You may get used to this. I can't get used to this because 99% of all phones have the power button at the bottom and the volume rockers either above it or on the left side. Never this configuration. This is a stupid configuration by Google. This is just stupid, and they need to change this. This makes no sense. There's no reason why. See where my thumb is? That's where the power button should be. So that's what you're going to be interacting with more than with the volume rockers is going to be the power button. As soon as you finish with your phone, you just want to push the power button and shut your phone off. You don't want to have to stretch your thumb all the way up here. Everybody don't have really long fingers. I don't have long fingers. So this is just inconvenient. I hate this. Now, you can double tap the screen. You can do that, which is nice. Now, I'm using Nova Launcher. This is not the Pixel Launcher. If you're going to download Nova Launcher, you could just double tap the screen. You don't have to worry about that. But I don't know. Even though I know I can double tap, I'm just so used to hitting the power button. I just can't get used to this. This is just dumb button placement. I don't like it. So that's number one. Number two, no face unlock. Now, I know that's something they could add to this device through software, but of course, they probably won't. But that's just stupid. A flagship device with no face unlock, really? So with the Pixel 4 XL, you give us face unlock and took away the fingerprint sensor. But with the 6 Pro, you give us the fingerprint sensor and you take away face unlock. Why can't we have both? Now with the 7 Pro, you finally get both. But then the face unlock on there is really not that great. It's not secure. And on top of that, it's hard to use in dark environments. Like with my Samsung and all these other devices I have with face unlock, I can be in pitch black darkness and my phone will still, I can still use the face unlock. Can't do it with the 7 Pro, just to let you know. But that's number two, no face unlock. I don't like that at all. Number three, you can't customize the always on display. Oh man, I hate that. This is what you see all the time. You can't make any changes to it. I don't like that at all. I'm used to Xiaomi, Samsung, LG, all these other companies that I use where you could at least customize your always on display. Whether you could customize it a lot or customize it a little, you can at least customize it to some degree. You can't do anything with the always on display on the Google 6 Pro. Nothing. Nothing at all. This is all you're going to see. Now, I do like the weather thing. That's kind of cool because that'll change. But everything else is the same. Everything is just white, plain, and boring. I mean, no color. It's just you just can't make any changes at all. I don't like that at all. I definitely don't like that. Number four, you can't customize the home screen. Now, this is incredible. I mean, think about this. This is Android. This company, Google, is the creator of Android, which is, give you freedom to customize and change your phone however you want. And you can't even customize your home screen on a Pixel Fold. Now, I know you're looking at this home screen saying, "Whoa, that's not the typical home screen." No, it's not. This is a Nova launcher, because with the Pixel launcher, I could not move the Google bar. Couldn't even, not only could I not move it, I couldn't even take it off the home screen. I don't want the home Google bar, the Google Assistant bar on my home screen. I don't want it on there. But you can't remove it. Also, with the time and the weather widget at the top, you can't move that, or you can't adjust it. You can't do anything with it. It always has to be the same. Let me just show you real quick. Let me go to that real quick. Go to apps, default apps, go to the Pixel launcher. Okay, so this up here, you cannot change it. You press on it, all this says is customized. You can't do anything else with it. Okay, and the customization is boring. Down here, preferences, that's all. You can't even move it, nothing. And look how big these apps are. Like, I don't want my apps this big, and I want more. I want 2 rows, but I want more. These are just too big, only 8. And I'm not the type of person that I like apps all the way up to here. Like, no. I don't. I want a more clean look. Everybody likes their phone different. I want a more clean look, and I definitely don't like this widget. So let me take it back to my Nova launcher. Let me see. Well, I got to go back to settings. Oh boy. Now I'm trying to find settings. Now that's getting on my nerves. Oh boy, I tell you, this is, oh, here it is. Oh, this phone gives me a headache. Sorry. All right, default apps, back to Nova launcher. All right, see, this is the way I want my home screen. I want more apps. Excuse me. I want more apps going across. I got 8 apps going in 2 lines. I want a more clean look. I want this transparent clock and weather widget app. That's what I like. That's the way I want it to look. And when I scroll to the left, I don't need the Google feed. I just want to enjoy my wallpaper. If I'm using a live one like I'm using now, or I'm using a regular wallpaper, I just want to be able to look at it in all its full glory. Can't do that with the Pixel launcher. Then from here, of course, I got my Flipboard. I usually have my calendar here. I don't know what happened to it. Guess it just went away. These are my other extra apps I like on my next page. And I got my little turntable. And I use a little clock widget from Google, which is cool. But this is the way I want my home screen. I want to be able to change it. I don't like the Google bar. I don't like the home, what Google gives you as far as the weather and the time. I don't like that. I want to be able to change it to however I want it. And you can't do that with the Pixel launcher. So I don't like that. Number 5, you can't go directly into your home screen after putting in your PIN. Let me show you that real quick. So say if I'm not going to use the fingerprint sensor, I click, I swipe up, because sometimes, because of security reasons, and also when you restart your phone, you just can't use your fingerprint sensor. So you have to use your PIN. So I go ahead, let me put in my PIN, show you what I mean. So I just put it in. Nothing happened. The phone won't even open. I have to press this in order to open the phone. I don't like that. Well, I don't have another phone where I can show you what I'm talking about real quick, because I don't have one handy. But you shouldn't have to always press that. As soon as you put in your PIN, it should immediately open to your home page. And I don't know why you don't even have the option to do that. Number 6, the presentation. What I mean by that is when you get your box, the unboxing experience. Basically, there is no unboxing experience. That's why I don't really do unboxings on my channel unless it's a Xiaomi phone, or, it's a blue phone, something where I know there's going to be something in the box. I don't even understand why YouTubers today still do unboxings on devices and there's nothing in the box except a charging cable. Like, what's the point of doing unboxing when there's nothing to unbox except the phone? I don't get it. Now, what I'm talking about, the lack of accessories. You get no accessories. You get no charging brick, no case, no headphones, nothing but a charging cable. That is unacceptable for a phone when it was released that cost $900. Are you kidding me? Almost $1,000. Now, think about this, $900 plus tax, and you can't even give me a charging brick anywhere for me to even charge my phone? That's a joke. And none of us should accept that. None of us should be, um, you know, all right with that. We should be complaining. We should even say, Google, I'm not buying your devices until you put a charging brick in the box. There should be something done either through Congress, through somebody to make this change. They got to stop shipping out devices with no charging brick. And the only ones that's doing it is Google, Apple, and Samsung. And I don't like it. OnePlus is not doing it. Xiaomi's not doing it. Vivo's not doing it. All these other companies out there, and I know they're not all American companies, but they're not doing that. Only these three major companies that are in the US that are doing this crap. And I don't like it at all. Number 7, the battery charging speeds on this device is horrendous. It's terrible. 30-watt charging, it's a joke. This thing is not charging no 30 watts. No. This thing charges about 15 watts. You know why I can say that? Because there's no way if it's 30 watts, it should take almost 2 hours. No way. Because I have my Note device. That's my Note 9. That's a 15-watt fast charger that takes an hour and 43 minutes. And this actually takes longer. And that's a 15-watt charger. So you're going to try to convince me this is 30-watt charger? It's not. That's a lie. Those are just numbers. That is a complete lie. Next, the wireless charging on here is horrendous. Well over 2 hours. You're talking about almost 3 hours to fully charge this device. It's a joke. How can a flagship, top of the line, almost $1,000 device has such poor wireless charging? And the reverse wireless charging, I couldn't even find out what the wattage is for that. I know it's probably seriously poor and slow, but I don't even know what it is because I couldn't find the numbers. Probably 3 watts or 4.5 watts at the very least. I'm sure it ain't 9 or 10 watts. So the battery charging speeds on this phone for me is unacceptable, especially when I have phones that I could charge literally from 0 to 60 in 36 minutes, 0 to 60, 39 minutes, I have a ROG 5 that I could charge from 0 to 100% in 55 minutes, and that has a 6,000 milliamp hour battery. This has a 5,000 milliamp battery. So that has a bigger battery and can charge way faster. Why? Because it comes with a 65-watt charger brick in the box. And it charges faster than this, and that phone wasn't even as expensive as this one. So the battery and charging speeds for me is just unacceptable. This is not one of those type of devices where you could, get up in the morning, plug it up, and, get a quick charge. It's not going to happen unless you give yourself at least 2 to 2.5 hours before you leave your house. And most people ain't doing that. They get up a lot of times where they either give themselves an hour, 45 minutes, some people even 30 minutes before they got to leave for work. Because people be holding on to that pillow in that bed as long as they can. I know the feeling. So the charging speeds is just unacceptable. It's just too slow, especially for a 2021 device. It's just too slow. Next, number 8, you can't make adjustments to the display. Now, what I mean by that, I wish I had another phone to show you just real quick, but I can't. But, like with Samsung, you get a choice of using 720p, 1080p, or Quad HD. They're telling you this is a Quad HD display. We got to take their word for it. Why? Because we get no other options. For all we know, this could be a 1080p display. It could be, because we don't have the option to go from Quad HD down to 1080p if we want to save even more battery. But we don't even have that option because when you go into display, there ain't nothing there except natural or vivid. You don't even know if it's Quad HD plus. You're only going by what they tell you. How do we know that's actually true? Because we can't even see the difference at all. Like with Samsung, you can see the difference between 720p, 1080p, and Quad HD plus. You can see the difference. On my ROG, the same thing. You get options. You ain't getting no option on this. It's just saying it's Quad HD, but I don't like that. I don't even have the option. Next, there's not enough zoom with the camera. Now, when you get used to having a phone that has anywhere between 50 times zoom and 120 times zoom, which is what I have, I have a phone that has 120 times zoom. That's the Mi 11 Ultra. And my Note 20 has 50 times zoom. This only has 30 times. Now, for most of you, you may not care about that. 30 may be, more than enough and all that. And some of you may say, well, if you go further than, if you got 100 times, you go more than 30, it might not be that clear. Well, let me just say this. Cameras on phones are getting so much better because on my Note 20 Ultra, I zoomed in something 30 times and it was still crystal clear and sharp and it looked beautiful. I had no issues with that at all. Then when I went in 50 times, it still didn't look that bad. So for a phone not to have more zoom, I just don't like that. Not for me. Also, it's just not enough modes on the cameras. I mean, it has a few, but when you get used to Samsung and all these other, the Xiaomi and all these other, and also LG, you have all these different camera modes where you just have options. Thing about me, you're going to spend $900 to $1,000 for a phone. You want as many options as possible. You want to have fun with your phone. Your phone is something that is really extremely important to most people because it's with us all the time. We interact with it all the time. A lot of people consider a phone their whole life, like they got their whole life in their phone. My whole life ain't in my phone, but my phone is very important to me. And there's times when I just want to have fun. Like I haven't used this mode before. I haven't used this feature before. Let me use it. It's nice to know that it's there if you want to use it. If you don't like it, and you just don't have to use it. But say you may not like it today, you may like it tomorrow. But it's there if you want to use it. Just like with the Samsung DeX. I don't even use Samsung DeX, but I like that it's there if I decide to use it. Now, I've used it on a few occasions, but I really don't use it. But I'm glad it's there if I decide to use it. Just like the Face Unlock. Now, Face Unlock on Samsung phones are not that good. They're just not. At least not for the phones that, the Note 20. Now, I don't know about the S22 Ultra. I don't know, but they're just finicky. With Note 20 and down, they're just not that good. So sometimes if they just get on my nerves that much, I can just shut it off. But I have the option to turn it back on and use it if I want to. So it's nice to just have options, especially with it being an Android device. You want options. All right. Number 10, and this is my last reason why I'm returning the Google Pixel 6 Pro, is just not enough features and customization. In other words, the phone is just boring. I mean, for me, I'm used to Xiaomi, I'm used to Samsung, I'm used to phones that excite me. They give me, there's things about it, there's features and things that excite me about the phone. Like my Mi 11 Ultra has that rear display. The LG Wing has the rotating display. The Galaxy Z Fold has it's a folding phone, or the Z Flip 3, it's a flip phone. Those are things that excite me. Those things get my juices flowing. With the Samsung, you get the edge panels, the edge lighting, the floating windows. You just get so much features, so much customization, good lock. I mean, there's just so many things that you could do with a Samsung device and other devices out there that you can't do with this. Now, I know for everybody, they don't care about all that stuff. Like I said before in the beginning, if you're an Android purist and you like stock vanilla Android and you want basically like an iPhone experience where you don't, your phone is just simple as can be, then this is the phone you want. But for somebody like me that like features, I like customization, I like for stuff to be exciting. Let me give you an example with Google, what they had on the 4XL. They had the Squeezeology, where you could squeeze the phone and you could activate Google Assistant. I like that. That's something they should have kept on their phones. Like, why remove that? That was a cool feature. In the motion sense, where you could just wave your hand and go from movie to movie or from track to track as far as listening to music. That was cool. Whether it worked great or not, it still was there as an option if you wanted to use it. So it's just not enough features, not enough customization. It's just boring. So that's just my thing. So those are my 10 reasons why I'm returning the Pixel 6 Pro. it's just not a phone for me. I just never been a fan of stock Android. I'm just not. Now, it does have, it does work great. I mean, it's fast, it's smooth, the cameras are great. There's a lot of Google integration where, you know, the voice to text, the transcribe, the Shazam. I mean, it's a lot of good things, you know, that's in this phone, but it's just not for me. So thank you guys for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. Hope everybody out there is staying safe and staying well. And I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.